In this video, we will see how to fork a public repository and do a pull request and start your open source code development journey. So step one, what we do the fork. The first we do the fork. So I click on the fork icon and it will show me this is my user ID. So it's showing me that I have available name available exactly this one and I can fork into my repository in my namespace. So the forking could take a couple of seconds depending upon the repo size. This is a very small repo, so it will be very quick. So now you can see this repository has been forked from bcloud Kubernetes, and this is in my namespace. What does it mean? Whatever changes commit I will do into this repository, it will not impact the main repository. However, if we choose to push a commit or want to collaborate with this particular repository, I can always raise a pull request, and the author of that main repository, they can choose to accept the merge request, pull request, and your code will be available. So let's start as a being a step one, clone the repository. Clone it to your local machine. In order to clone, you simply do a git clone. So the repository has been cloned. Next step I simply go inside the folder, and if you have already installed and configured VS Code, this command should work from your command line. So what this command does, it launches VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and it makes your life a little bit easy as far as any code development. So for simplicity, what I can do is I can change some line here. For example, these are what tools needed to become a comfortable with command line. So I can say, assume I can say Linux. I can type here Linux. The moment I save it, you can see the version control system pick this up, the change. And if I click here, it actually shows me the diff command here. So I'm comfortable with the change. Now I can go ahead and stage it. Leave some comment, added some comments, and I do the commit. And next thing I do is a sync. Sync, what it does, it pushes the code to the remote repository. If I do a quick refresh here, I can see this branch is one commit ahead of this. So what is the commit? I can click here in the commit and it shows me exactly what commit I did. So whatever I did in my local machine, I can see it has been pushed. Now it is asking, do I need to raise a pull request? It means, do I need to push this code into the main repository? So user interface is pretty friendly. It says, see, my repository, this particular one, main, want to push here. Do you want to create this pull request? So let's say I want to do a yes. So usually whenever you do a pull request, it is always to have a good documentation so that it helps the main author to review the code. So say added some comments in the readme. What did I add? Added requirement about Linux. And these are the features. Example, I can choose, say example, I have these many reviewer and I can choose this group I have an assignee. These are all nice to have feature. Of course, you can choose to do, and I can do a label. I can put a label as say, this is documentation change. This is not really any change. So now I can go ahead and raise the pull request. So see, my pull request has been raised, and now what happens is that this pull request is on the main repo. So if I go here, the author of this main repository, in this case, in both cases, is I am the author. So I can see the pull request here. This is the pull request, and assume I am the author. I'm reviewing the code. And Git, what it does, it is doing some check. It says some check hasn't completed yet. One in the queue. So there is a CI/CD pipeline already into this one. So it's firing that CI/CD pipeline to exactly to do. So it looks like this pipeline has triggered. And of course, if someone doesn't know CI/CD, we are, in the subsequent video we talked about that. These are the one of the basics of DevOps practice. And I can see the code looks clean. I can go ahead and merge it. See, it has been merged. And if I go here, and this is the main repo, pay attention to this particular one. And I can see here my Linux line is already there. So what we did right now, we forked a repository, we cloned it, we made some changes into it and raised a pull request and submitted the code. This is a very simple full cycle of how you do a pull request and start contributing to any other project. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.